what the Ark of the Covenant looks like. God himself is, in fact, the architect of this.
The Ark of the Covenant, one of the most mysterious and sacred artifacts in human history, has been found. But if we look back into history, we see that others over the years have claimed the same thing.
That the Ark of the Covenant was in Jerusalem up to 587 BC.
In this sealed cave are the greatest treasures of Israel. When they finally give us permission to do the excavation, we're going to be face to face with the Ark of the Covenant.
So why is this recent news so more compelling? Let's find out what's real and what's the work of the devil.
The Israelites build a holy vessel, a sacred box, to hold these tablets of the commandments.
Said to be the chest that held the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments, the Ark was revered as a powerful symbol of God's presence among the Israelites. It was housed in the Holy of Holies and carried into battles, where it supposedly brought devastating victories to those who possessed it. Yet despite its significance, the Ark vanished without a trace, its current location a subject of intense speculation, mystery, and even fear.
The temple is completed by around 950 BCE. And for 4 centuries, the Ark in the temple becomes the center, sort of thrumming heart of the Kingdom of Israel.
Some believe it lies hidden, waiting to be discovered. Others think it's been found and kept secret because of the untold power it holds. The first description of the Ark comes from the Hebrew Bible, where it's portrayed as a wooden chest overlaid with gold, topped with 2 cherubim.
It's covered entirely in gold, inside and out. It has 4 gold rings on which poles are attached for it to be carried.
But what makes it so eerie are the stories of what the Ark could do. From parting the Jordan River to striking down entire armies, it's said to be imbued with divine power beyond human comprehension. More chilling are the tales of those who came too close. Touching the Ark, according to ancient texts, resulted in immediate demise, leading many to believe it was not just a sacred object, but a dangerous one, something too powerful for mortals to handle.
The book of 2nd Maccabees suggests that Jeremiah, the prophet, takes the Ark of the Covenant and the temple treasures out of the city.
The disappearance of the Ark.
Where King Solomon builds the first Jewish temple at a place called the Temple Mount. He houses the Ark inside within a special room called the Holy of Holies.
After being housed in Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, the Ark's fate became a mystery following the Babylonian invasion in 586 BCE.
The Ark never showed up again. People have often wondered what really did happen to the Ark.
Some historians argue that the Babylonians took the Ark as war loot, along with other temple treasures. However, no records exist of it being among the plunder, leaving many to believe it was hidden by the Israelite priests before the invaders could claim it. But if the priests did hide the Ark, where could they have concealed such a powerful and significant object? One theory suggests the Ark was placed in a secret underground chamber beneath the Temple Mount, waiting to be discovered by future generations.
Tony Reich and Eli Shukron discovered what they call an escape hatch, a tunnel running from the Temple Mount all the way down outside of the city.
This theory gained traction in the 1980s, when excavations revealed the possibility of hidden chambers beneath the ancient site. Yet, political and religious tensions in the region have prevented extensive exploration, leaving this idea shrouded in speculation.
But if we accept Genesis as being historical, which according to faith, of course we do, then we need to ask the other realistic questions: how and what really happened.
Another prominent theory, and perhaps the most intriguing, is the claim that the Ark was taken to Ethiopia. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark was transported by Menelik I, believed to be the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. The legend says Menelik visited Jerusalem to meet his father and, upon his return to Aksum, took the Ark with him. This relic is now said to be housed in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Aksum, where it's supposedly guarded by a single monk. This monk, known as the Guardian of the Ark, dedicates his life to protecting the holy relic and is the only person allowed to lay eyes on it. Visitors are not permitted inside the sanctuary, where the Ark is believed to rest.
Apparently this is as close as we can get. Nobody's allowed to look at it, not even the priests.
and no scientific or historical examination has ever been allowed, making it impossible to verify these claims. Despite the lack of evidence, Ethiopian Orthodox Christians hold this tradition in the highest regard, and many visitors report feeling an overwhelming sense of awe or even a mysterious energy when standing near the church. Some have even described physical sensations like a tingling or pressure when they approach the sacred ground, adding an eerie mystique to the location. Claims of discovery and sightings. Over the centuries, many have claimed to have found the Ark, or at least evidence of its existence. One of the most intriguing claims comes from Ron Wyatt, a controversial figure in the world of biblical archaeology.
I'm Ron Wyatt. Welcome to the Ark of the Covenant.
In the late 1980s, Wyatt claimed that he had discovered the Ark in a cave beneath Jerusalem in an area known as the Garden Tomb. He reported seeing the Ark placed in a chamber, but the entrance was blocked by debris, making retrieval impossible.
All right, we broke our way in through a hole. We went 60 feet underground.
According to Wyatt, there were also traces on the mercy seat of the Ark, which he believed to be the DNA of Christ, linking the Ark to both the Old and New Testaments. Wyatt's claims, however, have been heavily disputed, with mainstream archaeologists dismissing his findings due to lack of concrete evidence. Then there's the story from Mount Nebo, a mountain in Jordan that is said to be the place where Moses glimpsed the Promised Land before his passing away. Some believe that the Ark was hidden in the caves of Mount Nebo by the prophet Jeremiah before the Babylonians sacked Jerusalem. In the early 20th century, archaeologists began excavating the mountain, but despite decades of searching, no definitive proof of the Ark's presence has been found. Still, believers in the Nebo theory remain adamant that the Ark lies beneath the mountain, waiting to be uncovered. Perhaps one of the most bizarre claims comes from French explorer Bernard de Montfaucon, who, in the 18th century, reported that he had seen the Ark in a church in France. According to Montfaucon, the Ark had been brought to Europe during the Crusades, hidden away in a remote village. But much like the Ethiopian claim, Montfaucon's story remains unverified. No credible evidence has been presented to support his assertion, and the whereabouts of this supposed French Ark remain unknown. The Swords of Guan. Discovered in a tomb in China in the 1960s, the Swords of Guan are an extraordinary testament to the craftsmanship of an ancient era. These swords, believed to be over 2,500 years old, are known not only for their stunning sharpness, but also for their inexplicable preservation. How could a sword, buried for millennia, emerge in such pristine condition that it could still slice through silk effortlessly?
Tests conducted by archaeologists show that the sword's blade could easily cut a stack of 20 pieces of paper. So after 2,000 years, how could this be?
The mystery has baffled scientists, leaving many to wonder if these weapons were more than just tools of war. Some legends suggest that the Swords of Guan possess a supernatural power, that they were crafted with techniques and knowledge that go beyond what was possible at the time. The metal remains virtually untarnished, a feat almost impossible for weapons of their age. Could these swords have been enchanted, protected by some unseen force throughout the centuries? It's easy to imagine them wielded by a legendary king or warrior, cutting through enemies with ease, their blades charged with ancient, mystical energy. The idea that these swords are not just artifacts, but relics imbued with power, adds an air of the supernatural to their legacy. Were they merely advanced technology for their time, or is there something more at play? Even now, the Swords of Guan remain a symbol of power, precision, and mystery.
They found that the sword is resistant to oxidation due to sulfation on the sword's surface. Combined with an airtight scabbard, this allowed the legendary sword to remain in such pristine condition even after more than 2 millennia.
The power of the Ark
is fascinating because it's the most important ritual object that Judaism has ever had.
The power of the Ark has long been a source of fascination, not just for religious scholars, but for adventurers, conspiracy theorists, and even modern scientists. Its biblical accounts are filled with chilling stories of its devastating force, and many believe there's more to these tales than mere myth. The Bible itself repeatedly describes how the Ark seemed to possess an uncontrollable, divine energy, almost like a supernatural force field. When the Philistines captured the Ark after defeating the Israelites in battle, they were soon plagued by illnesses and swarms of rodents. The misery that followed was so extreme that they couldn't rid themselves of the Ark fast enough, sending it back to the Israelites with golden offerings in a desperate plea to lift the curses. This incident left a mark on both ancient and modern minds, reinforcing the idea that the Ark was not just a symbol of faith, but a weapon of unimaginable destruction. One of the most frightening stories comes from the biblical account of Uzzah.
As long as the presence of God represented by the Ark was with Israel, they couldn't be conquered. The Ark of the Covenant was God in the midst of the Israelites,
who, while accompanying the Ark during its transport, made the fatal mistake of touching it. As the Ark was being moved, it appeared to tip, and Uzzah instinctively reached out to steady it. In a chilling moment, he passed away instantly for his action. This has led many to wonder, what kind of energy could strike a man down on contact? Was this the hand of God, as the scriptures suggest, or something more akin to a natural phenomenon? Some have likened the Ark's energy to modern concepts of radiation, suggesting that it could have emitted a force so powerful that mere proximity could cause fatal consequences. In more recent years, theorists have pushed these ideas even further. Many speculate that the Ark may have contained an ancient form of technology, something far beyond what we can comprehend. It's even been proposed that the Ark could have been an extraterrestrial device given to the Israelites by some advanced civilization. Those who believe this theory argue that the Ark's mysterious power to heal, destroy, and cause catastrophes might have been due to an unknown energy source, possibly alien in origin. What if the Ark wasn't just a holy artifact, but a machine designed for a specific purpose? This idea has led to wild speculation that governments, secret societies, and religious organizations, especially the Vatican, are fully aware of the Ark's true nature and are deliberately keeping it hidden from the public. One of the most popular conspiracy theories suggests that the Vatican may be in possession of the Ark, secretly safeguarding it within their vast underground archives. The Vatican archives have long been rumored to house priceless relics, ancient manuscripts, and dangerous artifacts, many of which are considered too sensitive or powerful for the public to know about. Could the Ark be among them? There's also the matter of the US government's supposed involvement. Some theorists believe that during World War II, secret agencies may have been on the hunt for the Ark, hoping to use its power for military purposes. The fact that various countries, including the Nazis, were rumored to be searching for the Ark during this period only deepens the intrigue. If the Ark does indeed possess such destructive power, it could be the most powerful weapon in history, far more valuable than any conventional armament. But the question remains, if the Ark is so powerful, where is it now? And if it's hidden, who exactly is keeping it under lock and key? Whether stored in the deepest Vatican vaults, lost beneath Jerusalem's Temple Mount, or buried in some other forgotten location, the mystery of the Ark continues to haunt us. Has it been found? As of today, no verified, universally accepted discovery of the Ark has been made. All the claims, from Ethiopia to Jerusalem to France, remain speculative, and the Ark's true location, if it still exists, remains one of the greatest mysteries in archaeology. The Ark's disappearance has only fueled its mystique, and with each passing year, the hope of finding it seems both tantalizingly close and frustratingly distant. As long as the Ark remains lost, the legend endures, leaving us to wonder about its true nature and the immense power it might still hold. And that's not all. There are other artifacts that possess some sort of supernatural, divine, but creepy powers that terrify people. What is the case with them? The Holy Grail.
This cup is associated with the very same kinds of miracles. It's said to have raised several people from the dead.
Known as the cup from which Jesus Christ supposedly drank during the Last Supper, the Grail has been entwined with countless myths, legends, and quests for centuries. It's believed to possess unimaginable powers, most notably the ability to grant eternal life and unparalleled knowledge. But this is no ordinary cup. Its divine energy and mystical aura are what make it the subject of endless fascination. Throughout time, the Grail has inspired some of the most celebrated quests. Medieval knights like Sir Galahad were believed to have set out in search of this divine chalice, believing that its discovery would unlock secrets far beyond human comprehension. It wasn't just immortality that tempted these seekers, it was the promise of enlightenment, a deeper connection to the cosmos, and the understanding of life's most profound mysteries. But what makes the Grail so elusive? Is it hidden away in an uncharted part of the world, or could it be something more metaphysical, existing in a realm beyond human perception? No one knows for sure. What we do know, however, is that its power is often described as too great for any one person to handle, adding to the aura of danger and sacredness surrounding it. Throughout history, various claims of the Grail's discovery have emerged, but none have been definitively proven. Some say it lies in Glastonbury, England, buried in the heart of Avalon, a mystical island believed to bridge the gap between the mortal world and the divine. Others whisper that it rests in secret chambers within the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, guarded by ancient forces beyond our understanding. Even in the last century, occult groups and secret societies have pursued the Grail, seeing it as the ultimate key to unlocking not just eternal life, but also the secrets of the universe itself. And yet, despite countless expeditions, the true Grail remains just out of reach. Is it possible that it isn't meant to be found by ordinary mortals? That the Grail reveals itself only to those who are spiritually worthy? One of the most curious aspects of the Holy Grail's legend is its supposed ability to choose who may find it. In Arthurian legend, it wasn't just any knight who could behold the Grail, it was only the pure of heart, the noble of spirit, who were deemed worthy. This has fueled speculation that the Grail operates on a higher plane, one where spiritual alignment or divine favor dictates its discovery. The tales often describe it not just as a cup, but as a vessel of divine grace, a direct link between heaven and earth. Could it be that the Grail is hidden in plain sight, but only those attuned to its spiritual frequency can see or touch it? This idea feeds into another, even more supernatural theory, that the Holy Grail isn't an object at all, but a state of being. Some believe that the Grail represents the ultimate enlightenment, a form of spiritual ascension where one merges with the divine and transcends the limitations of the physical world. According to this interpretation, the search for the Grail is not a physical journey, but a spiritual quest, a test of one's soul to achieve a higher level of consciousness. In the end, the mystery of the Holy Grail is as impenetrable as ever. Whether it's an ancient relic hidden away in some forgotten temple, a symbol of divine grace that only the pure of heart can find, or even an otherworldly state of being, the Grail's allure remains irresistible. Perhaps the greatest mystery of all is not where the Grail is, or what it can do, but why it continues to captivate the human imagination, generation after generation. Maybe, just maybe, the true power of the Holy Grail lies not in granting eternal life or infinite wisdom, but in reminding us of the mysteries that surround us, mysteries that may never be solved, but will always invite us to search for something greater. Spear of Destiny, also known as the Holy Lance, is an artifact drenched in both legend and mystery, said to be the very spear that pierced the side of Jesus Christ during his crucifixion. This ancient weapon has become the subject of countless tales, many claiming it possesses extraordinary power. But it's not just any power. Those who wield the spear are said to gain invincibility, unimaginable authority, and the ability to shape the course of history itself. It's no wonder then that for centuries, Rulers, conquerors, and seekers of power have pursued the Spear of Destiny, hoping to claim its divine strength. One of the most captivating aspects of the spear's lore is the belief that whoever holds it can never be defeated in battle. From Roman emperors to medieval kings, legends tell of leaders who wielded the Holy Lance to secure victory after victory, dominating their enemies with the divine protection it supposedly offered. Some claim that Charlemagne, the great ruler of the Holy Roman Empire, carried the spear with him through 47 battles and never lost, until, that is, he dropped it. Napoleon is also said to have sought the lance during his campaigns, believing it held the key to world domination. Could it be that this ancient weapon truly holds such overwhelming power, or is it simply a symbol of authority that inspires confidence in those who possess it? The mystery deepens when it comes to the lance's actual whereabouts. Several relics across Europe claim to be the true Holy Lance, but none have been definitively proven to be the one that pierced Christ. One of the most famous versions is housed in the Hofburg Palace in Vienna, Austria, where it has been displayed for centuries. Another resides in the Vatican, while others are kept in Poland and Armenia. The existence of multiple Holy Lances has led some to question whether the real spear has been lost to time or hidden away by secretive orders, waiting for a chosen one to claim its power. Perhaps it's not meant to be wielded by just anyone. Perhaps the Spear of Destiny chooses its owner, and only those worthy of its divine might can harness its power. And then, of course, there are the darker tales that surround the lance. During World War II, Adolf Hitler became obsessed with the Holy Lance, believing it was the key to his plans for world domination. According to some accounts, Hitler believed the spear would grant him invincibility.
Historische Museum, when the Anschluss allowed him to come in and take Vienna, one of the first things he did was to head to the museum and take possession of the spear.
And he allegedly ordered it seized when his forces occupied Austria. Some say that as long as the Nazi regime held the lance, Hitler felt invincible. But the spear's legend warns of a dire consequence. If the owner loses it, they lose their power, and their downfall becomes inevitable. As the story goes, after the Allies reclaimed Vienna and the spear fell from Hitler's grasp, the tide of the war turned, leading to the collapse of Nazi Germany. Could this have been a mere coincidence, or does the Holy Lance truly hold such dark, mysterious power? But there's more to the spear's legend than just invincibility and power. Some say the Holy Lance is not simply a weapon, but a key to understanding divine will. It has been described as a conduit to heavenly wisdom, offering not just worldly dominance, but insight into the very nature of existence itself. For those who seek the spear, it represents more than just victory on the battlefield. It offers a connection to the divine, a glimpse into the eternal, and the chance to wield a power far beyond human comprehension. The Philosopher Stone. An elusive and legendary object has captured the imaginations of scholars, adventurers, and alchemists for centuries. Said to possess the power to grant immortality and transform base metals into gold, this stone is more than just a mythical object. It represents the ultimate pursuit of knowledge and eternal life. In the hands of its possessor, it's believed to hold the secret to achieving limitless wealth and everlasting life. But where is it? Has anyone truly discovered its secrets? Or is it a myth that has been lost in the sands of time? One of the most famous alchemists said to have uncovered the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone is Nicholas Flamel. Legends surrounding Flamel claim that he successfully transmuted lead into gold and achieved immortality through the powers of this stone. His tomb, when opened centuries after his passing away, was found empty, leading many to believe he had, in fact, discovered the key to eternal life and had quietly continued to live on. Could it be that Flamel is still out there, walking among us, watching as humanity strives for the very thing he unlocked? The idea of a hidden figure possessing this ultimate knowledge gives the Philosopher's Stone an air of both wonder and danger. Despite centuries of searching, no one has ever confirmed the existence of the Philosopher's Stone, yet its legend persists. Some believe that the stone was never meant to be found, that it is a metaphor for the journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. Others, however, hold on to the hope that it is real, and that one day someone will uncover its secrets and change the world forever. So, what would you do if you had the power to create gold from thin air? Would you seek immortality, or would you guard such a powerful secret with your life? Cairnmani Stone. An object capable of fulfilling wishes and bestowing enlightenment to its bearer. But this is no ordinary stone. It's believed to hold divine power, a kind of cosmic energy that can transform not just an individual, but the entire world. Imagine possessing something that could reshape reality, granting not only material desires, but also ultimate wisdom and spiritual awakening. Could such a thing truly exist? Legend ties the Cairnmani Stone to the mythical kingdom of Shambhala, a hidden paradise said to lie somewhere in the depths of the Himalayas or Tibet. Shambhala is believed to be a place of perfect harmony, where the stone is safeguarded by enlightened beings, kept from the unworthy. Some say that only those who are pure of heart and soul can find the stone, as it reveals itself only to those ready for its incredible power. Many have sought it, but none have returned with proof. Is it a mystical relic awaiting discovery, or a symbol of mankind's endless quest for power and wisdom? Whatever the truth, the Cairnmani Stone remains one of the most intriguing and mystical treasures in existence, shrouded in mystery and hidden from the eyes of the world. The Staff of Moses. From parting the Red Sea to summoning plagues upon Egypt, this ancient staff holds a place of unparalleled reverence in religious lore. It wasn't just a shepherd's tool, it was a conduit of divine power, a weapon of miracles. The question remains, was it simply a symbol of Moses' faith, or did the staff itself hold supernatural abilities granted by a higher force? While the original staff has never been found, its legend has persisted for millennia. According to the Bible, Moses used it to perform miraculous feats, guiding the Israelites to freedom. Some speculate that the staff was more than just a relic of faith. It might have been an ancient technology, a divine artifact given to Moses by a higher power. If such a staff existed today, imagine the power it could hold. Could it still summon the forces of nature, part the seas, or bring about the plagues? Perhaps it was not just Moses, but the staff itself that carried these abilities, waiting for someone with the faith and knowledge to unlock its true potential. Whatever the case, the Staff of Moses remains one of the most iconic and mysterious objects in human history, a symbol of divine intervention and miraculous power. Pasupatastra. A legendary weapon in Hindu mythology, a divine tool of destruction with the power to annihilate the entire universe. In the great Hindu epics like the Mahabharata and Ramayana, this weapon is said to belong to Lord Shiva, the god of destruction, and it's believed to possess unimaginable power if ever wielded in anger or misuse. The Pasupatastra could obliterate all of creation in a blink, making it one of the most feared and revered weapons in Hindu lore. According to ancient texts, the weapon could be activated by the mind, eyes, words, or even just a thought, making it almost impossible to defend against. But here's the terrifying part. It's not just about sheer destruction. The Pasupatastra could be directed in such a way that it would destroy not just the physical world, but also the very fabric of time and existence, reducing everything to nothingness. Legends say that only the purest of souls could control its might, and even then, it had to be used with the utmost care. Warriors like Arjuna in the Mahabharata were gifted the knowledge of this weapon, but were warned never to use it, as its power could be too overwhelming. While the Pasupatastra exists only in the pages of myth, its legend has sparked imaginations for centuries. Is it a symbol of ultimate power, or a warning about the responsibilities that come with it? Could a weapon like this have existed in some ancient era, lost to time? The idea that such a force could lie hidden, waiting for the right moment to resurface, this sends a chill down the spine. Though never physically found, the Pasupatastra continues to hold a place in the pantheon of the most powerful, dangerous, and mysterious weapons ever conceived in human history. If it were to be unleashed, the consequences would be unimaginable and end not just to life as we know it, but to the universe itself. Shroud of Turin.
Shroud of Turin is this amazing relic.
The Shroud of Turin is one of the most mysterious and revered artifacts in human history. This ancient cloth is believed by many to bear the faint image of none other than Jesus Christ himself, imprinted onto the fabric at the very moment of his resurrection. Imagine the power of this. An image left behind as the Son of God transcended to heaven. A divine fingerprint etched into the fibers of a shroud. But how could such a thing be possible? For centuries, believers have claimed that this linen is more than just a relic. It's a witness to the greatest miracle of all. Currently housed in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy, the shroud has been the subject of intense debate and study. Some argue that the image on the cloth could not have been created by any known means, suggesting that something supernatural, perhaps even divine, was at play. The face, hands, and body of a man appear, and his wounds seem to match those described in the crucifixion of Christ. Skeptics, of course, question its authenticity, calling it a medieval forgery, yet no one has been able to fully explain how the image came to be.
Ever since the shroud first really appears in history, there's been controversy about it, and there have been questions about its authenticity.
Leaving room for wonder. Could this be the actual burial cloth of Jesus? Or is it an incredibly intricate and inexplicable mystery of its own? Whatever the truth may be, the Shroud of Turin holds a special place in the hearts of millions, standing as a symbol of faith and a reminder of the divine mystery that surrounds us. Whether it's truly the face of Christ or a miraculous work of art, one thing is certain: the shroud continues to fascinate and inspire.